you what's been on my mind. Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car.
Good morning, everyone. It is Friday. I'm not sure what time of day you're watching this, but it is morning time for me right now. So that's why I'm saying good morning. It is Friday morning. Oh my goodness. Let's see what time it is. It is 10:25. I've been up, oh my goodness, since 6 o'clock. I've been cleaning. Well, first thing I had my coffee, of course, and then I spent some time with the Lord and His Word, and then I got up and started just kind of picking up. Tomorrow, the house will get clean tomorrow, but I needed, I take a day to pick up before it gets clean. So anyway, I'm going to do that, but this video is going to have a lot of stuff in it. We're going to go back a few days. I'm going to show you a few things. We're going to talk about that keto bread I made yesterday. But the main thing I'm going to start this video with is right now, I'm going to show you how I fix fresh green beans out of the garden. If you saw yesterday's video, you saw that I was snapping and getting these beans ready. So I have snapped them and strung them. And so now I got to wash them. I've kept them in the refrigerator overnight. So now I'm going to wash them. And I'm going to show you how I fix fresh green beans that gives it that amazing, wonderful, glorious taste. And so that's what we're going to do first. And then we'll talk about my Keto Chow experiment I did. And I'll tell you how I did in that. We're going to talk about that bread I made. I'll tell you what I thought about that. I'll tell you what Bryant thought about that, and so forth. If you missed the breakfast casserole, go back and find the farmhouse breakfast casserole. He says, Leslie, this is absolutely the best thing ever. Bryant, he loved it, absolutely adored that casserole. In fact, that pan, it was a 9x13 pan. It was enough for me and him for what I thought several days. But there is only one piece left of that casserole, and I just made it yesterday for supper. So he has definitely dug into that casserole quite a bit. So, all right. And Isaac loved it. Isaac did taste it too. So I'm going to first wash these. I've got to wash them and get them good. These were beautiful green beans. There's no dirt anywhere and very few bug bites that I saw. And as I snapped them, if I saw bug bites, I tried to, break them out or cut them out. So these are probably the prettiest green beans I have ever seen. So I thank my cousin and his wife. I call her my cousin too because she's by marriage. So I thank them for giving them. They know how heartbroken I was that I didn't have any green beans in the garden. So, all right, I'm going to wash them. I'll bring you back in just a minute. Guys, I want you to look at how clear this water is and clean this water is. And that was just on the first washing. We're going to run them through again, and I'll see you back in just a minute. Well, I'm over here at the stove getting ready to show you what we're going to do with these green beans. I am going to use two of my favorite things in the entire absolute world. Butter and bacon grease. So I'm going to use a little bit of each of these together. Butter for the flavor bacon grease for the flavor and smoke point and so forth, just to keep the smoke point down a little bit and keep it from burning. And we're going to saute these. We're not going to add water right away. We're just going to saute these in the butter and bacon grease. I'm not exactly sure how much I'm going to use yet. I'm going to start with 1/4 of a stick of butter and 1, spoon of, I may see that I have to add more. So I'm using about that much butter. I'm going to go ahead and cut my oven on. My stove, not my oven. And we're going to, about that much bacon grease. Let's do a little more. Okay. And I'm going to lay my spoon here because we will use it. I don't know that I'll be able to fit all of these beans in here, but we're going to go in as many as I can. And I'm just going to go ahead and start putting them in while the stuff is melting. And I want you to notice the color of these green beans right now. I want you to see the color of those. In a minute, they're going to be the absolute most vibrant green you have ever seen. Now you could do this in a frying pan or whatever. I just like doing it in the pot because it'll be the pot that I actually cook them in. Now you don't have to use bacon grease. You can use olive oil. It's delicious. The bug bite I missed. Olive oil is absolutely delicious if you're using olive oil. I have used canola. Those, when I was using that type of oil, I try to stay away from that oil now just because Bryant and I are really becoming more health conscious. And don't ask me why seed oils are bad. I think it's part of how they are extracted. There's something in the process of it, I think. Uh-oh, I'm throwing green beans. Green beans overboard. I want to get these done so I can wash my stove. We have fried bacon and sausage and done so much stuff like that I have, everything's greasy. So I want to move all this off and, all right, I'm going to put just a little bit more butter in. Yeah, everything's pretty covered, so I'm not going to put much, just maybe another tablespoon. All right, we're going to just let these saute. I'm going to stir, make sure nothing's burning, but everything's nicely covered with the bacon and the butter. So we're just going to let this stir around, and I'll bring you back in just a minute. So while these are sauteing, I thought I'd just talk to you a little bit about green beans. You can always doctor it up store-bought canned green beans. In fact, my friend Tammy over at Collard Valley Cooks has a great video on how to doctor up green beans, as well as Mandy in the Macon has a great recipe on how to doctor up store-bought canned green beans. Home canned, they really don't need any doctoring up except maybe a little bit of oil or grease of some sort. I mean, home canned green beans to me are absolutely the best, but I don't always have them. And in fact, this year I'm not going to have them because the deer decided to enjoy my green beans. But this is just a neat way to do. I think this brings such good, it just brings out the freshness of these green beans, cooking them this way when they are fresh from the garden. Now, I have never, believe this or not, I'm going to tell you something you're not going to believe, but I have never cooked frozen green beans. So I'm not really sure how. I'd have to play around and see the best way for me to doctor those up. I'm not sure, but I'm sure you could. But so I just wanted to show you how, because we're in the season, you can get fresh green beans. And of course you can get fresh green beans from the grocery store, I'm sure, anytime. But if you're going to a farmer's market, or if you have a garden, or if your friends have a garden, I wanted to show you this way that just brings out such flavor and such deliciousness. It is amazing. So, all right, I'm going to keep cooking just a little bit. I'm going to get them to this wildly different colored green. Can you just see the difference in color? Look how much brighter, and just, I mean, it's just such a bright, vibrant green right now. I'll try to stop and put a side-by-side screenshot here. I'm going to try that. So now I'm going to salt it some. I am notorious for always getting too much salt in the green beans, so I'm going to go light this time, about a teaspoon. And because the bacon grease has some salt in it, and I can always salt it more in a little bit. So now that I've salted it, I've let it saute at this, once it turned this vibrant green, I let it saute for about five minutes. And so now we're going to go in with some water. You can see it was kind of beginning to stick a little bit on the bottom, which is fine. That just adds flavor. Don't let that worry you. So now we're just going to let this cook for right now. We'll add more flavor in just a little bit, but right now we're going to cook them and get them fairly soft before we add anything else in. So just salt, water, and oil or grease of some sort. So the picture didn't pick up the color difference quite as much as you can see in real life. In real life, it is a much more vibrant green. You can see a little bit in the picture, but it didn't quite pick it up like you can see it in real life. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to back up to Wednesday. I'm going to share a few clips with you, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the bread I made. I'll tell you the outcome of my Keto Chow experiment, and hopefully by then the green beans will be ready to be seasoned. Basically, all I'm going to do from this point on is just cook them to your desired tenderness, and I always add about a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons, even to a tablespoon of brown sugar. So, and then I'll taste the salt to see how it is. But right now, we're just going to cook them till they're as soft as I want them. And you know, we're from the South. We cook them to death. Okay, so let me back up to Wednesday, and we'll catch you up on things that's happened. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. It is Wednesday morning. I know you're not going to see this till Thursday, but it is Wednesday morning. It is 7:20. I've been up for well over an hour. I got up a little after 6. I'm still in my jammies. And so I'm going to have one more cup of coffee, that I'm going to go get ready for the day. And then I got jitterbug. I've got some clothes in the washer from last night that I need to move over. And it was really hot on my porch, and things sour really quick. So I hope they didn't sour overnight. I hope it cooled down enough out there during the night that it didn't sour. So oh well. Anyway, I mean, really fast. It sours fast out there. So I'm going to go check that. I'm going to fix me one more cup of coffee, and I'm going to go get ready for the day, and I'll see you back here in just a little bit. Okay, everybody. So I am ready for the day, and as you can tell, I don't have on my normal Plum Baby lipstick, and so I know I'll get questions. So let me go ahead and tell you what it is. It is the same lipstick, the Revlon black tube with the gold band, but it is number 660 Berry Halt, Haute. Berry Halt. I just had on a light pink shirt, so I thought I'd do something a little more pinky today. But yeah, so not really doing anything to my hair. In fact, I didn't style it at all. I just washed it and dried it. So it's a no hair fixing day. So anyway, Judah's going to be here in a little bit, and we're going to do something fun, and I'm going to introduce you to somebody via YouTube. If I'm going to introduce her to Judah, and then as we see how the day goes, I will introduce her to you guys. Now, yesterday, I got lots of questions about Keto Chow. Hang on. Before we even go there, let me just say, I'm not crazy. I know my comments, some did not make sense. My responses to your comments did not make sense. For some reason, we would respond to somebody's comment, but it would post it to somebody else's comment. I don't know if that was a glitch on our part or on our devices. I don't know if it was a glitch through the system somehow. I don't know if I was half asleep. I have no idea, but I know several of my responses did not make sense to the comment. And so it looked like they just got posted to the wrong one. So if I responded to a comment and it don't make sense, that's why. So now that we've established I'm not crazy and my comments that there was obviously a glitch somewhere. I could have been sleepy. Not crazy, but sleepy. Anyway, now that we've established that there are some comments that are not on the responses to comments that aren't on the right comment. Anyway, now let's move back to the Keto Chow. I got some questions about Keto Chow. Let me say Keto Chow is a meal replacement protein type shake full of nutrients and so forth. Every YouTuber, professional, some doctors that I watch really promote this Keto Chow, and people that I trust in the keto field or the low carb arena. Now, with that being said, don't go out and buy it on my recommendation, because I just started and I'm giving it 3 days to see if I can see any change, any move or whatnot. So wait till I'm done with my 3-day trial of it, and I'll let you know my thoughts on it. I will tell you that the ones I have had are delicious. I made one as ice cream yesterday. It was a really soft serve ice cream. If I had an ice cream maker, it would have been more like ice cream. But it was the orange cream. It was absolutely delicious. I've had the chocolate peanut butter. It was absolutely delicious. I've had the vanilla. Now, I use the vanilla as like a creamer in my coffee along with a little heavy cream. I used it as a flavoring in my coffee. And I've also had the caramel macchiato. The ones I have had have been absolutely delicious. So, and I've had the raspberry cheesecake, and it was okay. It was not my favorite, but I drank it. And if I can drink it, then it's good. If I take a sip and I can't finish it, then it's not good. I don't think I could drink the vanilla if I was just drinking it as a shake, but that's because I'm not a vanilla person. I don't eat vanilla ice cream unless it has chocolate syrup on it. That's just the way I roll. Anyway, so don't go buy it yet until I'm probably Thursday. I'll give you my final words and tell you where I'm at. I do know that in day one, several days ago, I must have eaten something or done something that really knocked me out of any ketosis that I was in. So I checked it yesterday. I was producing some ketones, but it was very small, very minimal, and my number was very low. And there was no change today. There was no change in my weight and no change in my day. And I just started this little challenge yesterday. So I wasn't expecting a change today, but I am just notating it. So, with that being said, just wait. Don't go buy it yet on my recommendation, because I don't know how I feel about it completely yet. I will let you know probably on Friday's video, maybe. And I'll let you know what the outcome was. So, but I have been asked where you buy it, and you just go to their website, purchase it. They have bundles, they have subscriptions, they have starter kits, they have, you can just buy one packet at a time, all, things like that. But anyway, with that being said, I'm going to get my day started before Judah gets here. Bryant and Daniel just got back from the chicken houses. Now they're going to work in the hay, I think. We have a couple more fields on the ground that need to be raked and baled. And then tonight, I won't be cooking in this video. Tonight I might be. Let me take that back. Tonight we're going to our grub club with church, where we all go out to eat once a month. Or anybody who wants to. Not everybody does, but anybody who wants to goes out to eat. And so yeah, I got to get my phone on charge and do some laundry. So let's get this day started. Okay, everybody, we're here eating with our church family. Let me show you where we're at. Okay, so now let's talk about the bread I made, the keto bread. I think it's about a carb to less than a carb per slice. I'm going to show you a clip of before it went into the oven and a clip of afterwards. I'm going to show you us tasting it, then we'll come back here and talk about it. All right, here we have some egg white protein bread going in the oven. I'll let you see it when it comes out, and after I taste it and let you know how it is. If you're interested in a video, let me know.
Actually pleasantly surprised that a couple of hours after, whenever you want, we got this at like BJ's or Costco because it was on sale, and I like the fact that it's already bagged up and we just have it and we can freeze them like that. Make a batch. So from there.
So I thought I would give you guys an update on the bread from yesterday. If you remember, I made this beautiful loaf of high protein, very low carb, like a half a carb to a carb a slice. Beautiful loaf of bread. So I thought I would show it to you. You can see here it has a beautiful crumb. It looks just like bread. There is a spot here that you can see that I obviously didn't get it stirred up completely well. You see that little white streak right through there. It is so, I don't know if you can see, how soft it is, but it's super soft. This is a piece I pulled off earlier, and just to bite it and eat it, the texture is very bread-like. The first time I tasted it, it felt or tasted very eggy, which it is egg whites. But this time I'm not getting that at all. But yeah, here's the texture inside. You can pinch it down just like you would bread. It's very good. My plan tonight is to just butter it and put it over here on the griddle and just have it as a piece of toast. So I'll bring you back when I get that fixed. But like I said, the first piece I took tasted super eggy to the point where I wasn't sure I was going to like it. But I'm actually liking this. I don't know if letting it sit. I don't know. But I really like that. I mean, I can make a sandwich with that bread. Go figure, a sandwich. Who would have thought? But, I'm pleased. Actually. First, I didn't think I was going to be. Anyway, all right, so I'll bring you back when I get that toasted up and we'll see how we like it. All right, everybody, there is Bryant's toast. I got his a little done.
Got mine a little toasty.
Yeah, a little toasty. Got his toast toasty. And here's mine. So, do you want to go ahead and taste yours and let us know what you think of the bread?
Oh, yeah. That's really good.
Really?
Very, very tasty.
All right, guys, let me give it a try, and I'll tell you what I think. All right. What do you think of the texture?
Well, this is my second tasting.
Mm-hmm.
The first one
You
was
had it fresh.
toasted, and we talked about it maybe being
Eggy.
eggy, yeah. But I think it's a light, fluffy eggy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as dense as
And I
bread.
don't taste the egg as much now as I did.
It's not as dense as bread.
There's a little bit of a styrofoamy type texture, do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little bit of a styrofoam texture. Yeah.
But
I'll stick them.
when you hadn't had bread, it's
I know, it's a good replacement for bread that we've missed. Okay, guys, we're gonna eat our supper, and I'll see you whatever we do next. Okay, so we're gonna just sit and sip, and we'll chat a little bit. I'm using my favorite mug that says, "Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life." Lyrics from one of my favorite 80s artists. But anyway, so let's talk about the bread. The bread, when I first tasted it, was super duper eggy. But then it kind of lost that egginess. And when I buttered it and toasted it up on the griddle, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Before I toasted it, it had a super wonderful bread-like texture. It was very much a bread texture. When I did put it on the griddle and toast it up, the flavor was wonderful, but it had a little bit of a styrofoam texture at that point. Not crackly styrofoam, but just a little bit, like a little bit of a wet styrofoam, if that makes sense, like a flour foam. It was delicious, I thought. It's not something I'm going to make on a regular basis. In fact, I've gotten kind of used to not having bread, so it's not something that I'm going to make often at all. In fact, I know I mentioned making it for a video, but I think what I'll do is I'll just link the video that I saw it and got it from. I'll link that down in the description for any of you that are interested. I will say Bryant said in his final synopsis that it was good, but he preferred eating the store-bought Sola bread. I, however, liked it better than the Sola bread, but not enough to say I'll make it a lot. It's only going to be when I am super duper craving some kind. I'll have to be like almost dying of a craving for bread and a sandwich. Before, in fact, and if I get that desperate, I may just go buy a real sandwich. Just because it's a little more complicated to make. It's easy. It's not complicated, but it's not like just pulling out a loaf of store-bought bread either. So, and it doesn't give me the satisfaction that I get when I make real yeast bread, like flour yeast bread. I love to make bread. And so it was good. It serves its purpose. It's very super duper low carb, and it fulfills that bread texture. So if you are crazily missing bread, then it would be a great idea to make it. But if you're just, I kind of like to have bread every now and then, it may not be for you. But anyway, it was good. So now let's move on to my Keto Chow experiment. Several of you have asked me what Keto Chow is. It's a meal replacement. It comes highly recommended by doctors in the field who are keto friendly. It comes highly recommended by these great keto professionals that I have come to rely on and listen to for low carb recipes and low carb advice. Very super duper clean ingredients. I'm sure it may have, I know it says natural flavors, which kind of, but anything is going to have that kind of stuff in it just about. But so let's talk about it. I began this 3-day experiment with experimenting. I drank 2 shakes and then ate a regular meal. Well, I found, first of all, the first 2 days, I did not lose any weight at all. And my ketones really didn't move at all. And so yesterday I found that I was really staying full and didn't really need that first shake of a morning. And so I actually transitioned to kind of fasting with the exception of my coffee until lunchtime, having the Keto Chow shake or whatever I made it into, and then a regular supper, because supper time for us is is our treat and it's what we do. So, and we sit together and have our dinner. So I wasn't moving at all. And then, so yesterday was day 3 and I got up this morning and I was down 2 pounds. And yesterday my ketones did go up. Now mine have never, ever, ever been high. I mean, mine have never really even made it into nutritional ketosis. I know if it shows anything, you're in somewhat of ketosis. You're passing ketones a little bit, or somehow you've got ketones in your blood. But mine have never been high at all, ever. And I did get mine to a 0.6, which is just barely in the threshold of nutritional ketosis or whatever. But that's the first time I'd ever made it there. And so that was after being on Keto Chow. And like I said, it comes highly recommended by medical professionals as well as nutritional people who are keto type people. So my final thing is I do recommend it. One of their representatives reached out to me and is going to send me some flavors that I don't have. I will tell you, I'm going to try a new flavor today and I'm scared. One, because I'm not, I said in this video, first of all, I said I'm not a vanilla person. When I bake, I love to put vanilla in baking and I always go but to eat pudding or ice cream or stuff like that, I'm not a vanilla person. So I've been using the vanilla shake as creamer in my coffee and that was when I was eating it of a morning. But, so now, the one I'm trying today is pina colada. So I'm a little nervous. I don't know if I'm going to like that one. And I don't have any other ones made up. And my favorite one, I only have one left of my favorite one, which is the chocolate peanut butter. Oh my goodness, it is delicious. And I put a little ice in it and kind of make it like a frap. Oh, so good. But they've been very delicious. And so today's is the only one I'm a little iffy on. So we'll try it before I get off here. We'll try it. But you add fat to it. So you add whatever fat you want to add, whether that be butter, heavy cream, coconut oil, whatever. So I will keep you updated on the Keto Chow thing. I think maybe next week I may try to go even stricter for 3 days into the Keto Chow world, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So if you like the meal replacement protein shakes, I would highly recommend trying Keto Chow, and you just find it at their website. Just Google Keto Chow. I'm obviously not affiliated and I don't have a link or anything. So definitely go and check them out. I will see if I can find their website and link it down below. But it just takes you directly to their website. But anyway, they do have a savory flavor. If by chance I make the pina colada, well, I've already made it. It's in the refrigerator. If I don't like it, I'll make me, I think it's a beef broth type one. So I may try it and just drink something hot to go along with my hot coffee. But speaking of treats, I did make a keto treat. It was, I got it from Christy's Keto Life or something. She's on Instagram, I believe. And it was just a bag of Lily's milk chocolate chips, a quarter cup of peanuts, a half a cup of peanuts, a half a cup of pecans, and a quarter cup of peanut butter. And I just melted it in the crock pot and stirred it all together and then scooped them out, stuck them in the refrigerator, got them solid, and they're like peanut pecan clusters. And they are so good. So good. And they're only, depending on how many clusters you get, you divide it out and figure out how many carbs. And I think mine are worth 2 carbs a piece. But for a little chocolate treat when I'm craving something chocolatey, I think they're going to come in super handy, and they are super delicious. So, all right. I think that's it. I'll bring you back. I'll show you the green beans. I'll show you one of those pecan clusters, and I'll tell you how I like the pina colada shake. So I usually add heavy cream to the Keto Chows, but this one I've added butter instead of heavy cream. So we'll see if that makes a difference. Okay, so here is my little chocolate candy pecan peanut cluster. So I'm going to set it over here, and we're going to try our pina colada Keto Chow. I did order me some shaker bottles off of Walmart, and they came. It's actually not bad. I think I need to shake it some more. I was actually a little concerned if I would like this one. It's very good. Coconut oil may have been good in here instead of butter. Yeah, I like that one. I like that one a lot. I use my magic bullet a lot, like the ninja thing. I didn't in this one, so I am getting a little bit of the powder, but only because I probably haven't shaken it enough. Very tropical. Very tropical. All right. Well, let me try this for you. I actually have not. I licked the bowl. I didn't really try one of these, so. A great snack when I'm craving something, and I don't have to feel bad about it. All right, so don't go anywhere. I'll bring you back. I'll drop the piece. I'll bring you back and I'll show you the green beans when they're ready. And then we'll end this video and get it out to you. So if you've stuck around to the end of this video, God bless you. But we got to try our green beans. We've got to try them. I did add about 2 teaspoons of brown sugar, and I did add another teaspoon at least of salt. That is so good. I know y'all can hear me eating. I know you can hear me eating, but oh my goodness, those are so good. You've got to try them. Sauteing them up just does something special to them. That reminds me of back when I was a child. My mom and I would string and snap green beans, and then whatever was left that she didn't get in the canner, we always cooked up, and brings back taste of childhood. So, okay, thank you guys so much. You don't have to use bacon grease. You don't have to use butter. Use whatever grease or oil of choice you prefer. So thank you guys for hanging with me to the end and enjoying this video with me. So remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. I appreciate you guys more than you will ever know. Love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, y'all.